scrolling through those expensive retail sites. Now we all know the pain of needing a fresh kit, but seeing those crazy high prices. Well, there's a smarter way to support your team. Welcome to okjersey.com. The quality speaks for itself. Look at the detail on these designs, whether it's the latest from Manchester City or a classic City kit. You can get any jersey in every size you need, and yes, you can fully customise it with your name, your number, or your favourite legends details, from the Premier League present to EPL retro. If you're looking for it, it's here, and it's always for the best price. Ready to save big? Head to okjersey.com now and use code NAF at checkout. That's code NAF to score an extra 8% off your entire order. Cheers!
Good morning and welcome back to We Are the South Stand on a morning that we have things to celebrate because we have qualified for the knockout stages of the Champions League, and we also have some things to discuss though from that game yesterday. Definitely, I am joined by Pulpy, the man that thinks that I boil piss. Pause. I don't know if that came out right, but do you know what, Pulpy? Right, I've brought 2 packs of crisps with me, Roysters and chip shop curry sauce. Right.
Nice.
And I'm going to decide which ones I'm going to eat when we have this debate about boiling piss.
What was you eating last time? That was a bit mad.
It was McCoy's, wasn't it? It was McCoy's.
Right.
For you to even say McCoy's are mad, eating McCoy's is not mad. Come on.
No, I said you were mad. I was wondering what you was eating when you was eating McCoy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin eats pies with eats Balti pies with ketchup. That's mad. And gravy. Alan, how are you? Ketchup,
all right,
gravy
mate.
on a Balti pie.
Crime. That's a crime.
It's mental. Alan, how are you in your mansion?
All right, mate. I wish it was a mansion.
Plays Blue Moon on that piano. Go on.
No.
If you don't play Blue Moon, I'm going to whistle North London forever.
No, you carry on making an idiot of yourself. No problem.
And finally, we are joined. He has got up, and you know what? We were having a chat backstage that maybe, because he said to me 20 minutes ago, "Oh, I'm not up yet. I'm not even ready." And I thought, I bet he wakes up with his hair straight and he has to curl it. It's Louis.
Nah, it's not that.
Here he is. Look at that mop. Look, do you know what? I mopped my bathroom with your hair this morning.
Exactly. So I've not got up and curled my hair. You know what I mean? I'm looking a right mess.
Hey, no. You look grand, mate. You look grand.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
But welcome you all. Welcome everyone in the chat. Firstly, right, Poppy, you were at the game, right? So when the game ended, did you know the ramifications?
No. So literally everyone around me in my vision had the phone out. Some guy had an iPad, was watching other games, right? It's like reminded me of like the old days. Everyone was on with the radios. This was like, everyone was scrolling. People were talking about it. And when the game ended, was walking out. I got BT Sport up on me. TNT up on my phone to watch the live show.
TNT, right? They didn't fucking help anyone that was watching. TNT, when the game ended, we were 7th, right?
Yeah,
and
that's where I left it.
And TNT was saying, City have qualified. They have qualified. They're through. And I was thinking, and then after that, I'm looking at it thinking, now hold on, games aren't over. Now, then Sporting scored, right, which put us down to 8th, right?
Yeah.
And this is the bit that I think is so fucking controversial, and needs to be looked at for me, right? Is the second half at the Etihad was delayed by a couple of minutes, right? Because they wanted to make sure that every single game in the Champions League started at the same time in the second half, right? Yeah. So that basically they all finished round about the same time. So no one could go, do you know what? We're through now. So when our game finishes, right, I'm straight away jumping on there. The Newcastle PSG game, that hadn't finished, but that was because that had slightly longer injury time. And there was a few games because they had longer injury time or less game that ended before or after us, right? But all of them were into extra time, right? And why the fuck, after The City game finished after 96 minutes. Why the fuck are Real Madrid still only in the 87th minute?
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
every other game, but Real Madrid, and this is what I'm saying. The one fucking team that you don't want to be 3-2 down with 10 minutes to go. I'm sat there thinking, but TNT was still saying City have scraped through. I'm thinking, we haven't yet, Real Madrid,
so the games kicked off at the same time, but they were...
all the other games kicked off at the same time, but for some reason, Real Madrid's game kicked off later.
Yeah,
it was like, but the second half, not the first half, the second half. Very weird. And I was watching it thinking, fucking hell. But this goes back to our team, and this is what confused me a little bit, right? Because at half-time, we were 4th, right? And we were sitting pretty. However, anyone that spent more than 30 seconds looking at it could see a couple of results elsewhere changes, and that could change very quickly. Now, when we dropped down to 6th, I think because Chelsea went 3-2 up and another game, a couple of results changed and we dropped from 4th to 6th. And at this point, we were 2-0 up and we were repeatedly getting opportunities and just didn't look bothered, right? Now, if we would have scored an extra 2 goals, we were fucking comfortable as hell. And that is what confused me.
I'm with you, mate, but we tried.
No, mate, I hear you. But
we tried, but we also...
I've seen a City team, right, that try, and I've seen a City team that look like like Pep said, lads, drop down a gear, fucking, let's just see this game out at 2-0, and let's not get tired, right? That's what it looked like to me in that second half. It looked laboured.
Hang on. Well, I will say this to you. Second half, we tried to walk the ball over the line.
Yeah. It was all laboured. It was just like we couldn't be bothered.
And they weren't shooting. They were trying to walk the ball in. And yes, they had opportunities to finish it off, but literally wanted to walk the ball over the line. I think
I got that vibe.
Yeah, and I'm just going, for fuck's sake, shoot. Do you know what I mean?
But it was weird. And the thing is, Pulpy, I don't want to say we played badly because we definitely did not play badly, right? And even in the second half, some of the way that it did look like, all right, let's not press, because ultimately the game was done, right? The Galatasaray didn't really ever look threatening to me either, right? But I just feel like, did Pep realise and did the players realise the difference 2 goals would have made? 2 goals would have put us comfortable, like very comfortable, because our goal difference would have become a lot better. It just seemed
we were in the pub in Melbourne, and it was a good turnout, and obviously every game.
What sandwiches and pies did they have on there? Just so that I can set the scene properly.
Pies because it was breakfast time morning, so we had coffees.
Proper pork sausages, or do they
bacon butties?
Bacon, hold on. No sausage sandwiches. No.
So bacon. we were sat.
What sauce, red or brown?
They had both.
Okay. Any interesting auras in the air?
Like what?
I don't know. Was this just the smell of bacon, or was stale ale?
No. Anyway, so we were in there,
continue.
and at the end of the game, we were all like, "Why are Real Madrid?" Because it was on one of the screens. Why are Real Madrid still playing? It
was weird, wasn't it?
It wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. We had 5 minutes injury time up on the board, right? And we're still playing with 8-9 minutes.
Yeah. But hold on. When you say medical, Pulpy, does that mean that it was...
It might have been. There might have been something that delayed the kick-off. You never know. I don't know. Yeah. It's likely that they're not going to hold up 18 games for the one rather than play 17.
I hear you, but it seems convenient. Seems convenient of the one club that it always seems to be.
But it didn't work out, did it?
Nah, I mean, they got 2 players sent off. The maddest thing is in that, right, and Jose spoke on it, is that Jose actually didn't realise they needed an extra goal, right? Until fucking just before they got that. And it's weird, if you watch that game, you could see the way that they were playing against Real Madrid was like, we're 3-2 up and this is fine, right? Like the way they weren't pressing at all. Even when Madrid got their first player sent off, it's like Benfica were like, nah, we're fine. And then all of a sudden, and I can't lie, that header from the keeper was fucking beautiful as well.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
I was walking back to the coach, right? And I had it up on my phone, and people kept walking past and saying, "What's the score?" So it's 3-2, injury time. And I was obviously 30 seconds, 40 seconds behind on because it's being played live. A guy had it up on his betting app, and he went, "You won't believe it. It's 4-2." And is it? He went, "Yeah." He went, "I think their keeper's just scored."
Yeah.
And so I was walking back where the coaches are, and it come up and went, "Yeah, lads." So everyone's looking at my phone, and it come up, everyone's watching. There's like 20 of us went, "Wow, get in there!"
Well, mate, I was refreshing my app, right, to get, because I wanted to do a reaction video, but I was like, I'm not doing reaction video till I actually know if we've qualified. So I was trying to basically go through and refresh, but I also had it on the TV, but the TV was a minute behind. And but it was let's start off with the first 30 minutes though. In fact, let's start off with the team. Was everyone happy with the team that got put out? Because I was, with what we had available.
Yes.
Pulpy?
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
I mean, no. My only concerns was, and it still are, even though Nico O'Reilly had a really good game in midfield, I still don't think he's up to the standard.
I agree.
And I would have loved it if Nico was fit to have started him. That is all I would have gone with.
After the game, I've had one or two people comment on my video yesterday saying that I'm thinking maybe with how O'Reilly played, that if we keep O'Reilly there, and how Nori played, maybe if we keep O'Reilly in the middle and play Nori on the left. Now, I'll be honest, there were times where I think Nico O'Reilly was really, really good yesterday, right? But he's still, for me, as a DM, he lost the ball too many times.
He gets caught on the ball, and I think that is ultimately what is going to be his make or break in the midfield. And I said that from day one.
But I think the most important thing for me is when we're looking at O'Reilly, correct me if I'm wrong, he's 20, he might be 21 now, right? He's an attacking midfielder that has come in and as a left back has looked phenomenal, right? Going forward, especially as well, but defensively quality. And by the way, I'm going to say this now. I think Nico O'Reilly at left back is going to start for England in the summer alongside Gahey, and he is going to have an absolute fucking weldy other tournament for England. I just see it. Saw it this morning, thought, you know what? This kid for England in the summer is going to make all these rival fans take notice. But we have to remember, a DM for me is one of the most important positions on the pitch, right?
In Pepsi.
And there we go. He can grow into that position. Let's give him a chance. Now, I agree with you. And he got given a chance last night. He's been given a chance in that role a couple of times. But the one thing we must not do is now we should give Nico O'Reilly, who's an attacking midfielder, a young lad that's looking absolutely quality at left back, give him even more to learn as a DM and I get it, listen, when Nico's not available, when Rodri's not available, it's great to have O'Reilly step in. But we can't start saying that O'Reilly should be given a chance in the middle of the park over Gonzalez and Rodri, right? Come on, people. Come on. That's one step too far.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
That's just dream, isn't it?
What people were probably thinking is, but Daps, think about it. You could bench Bernardo Silva to play O'Reilly. That's what people will be trying to get at. That's what they'll be trying to get at. I guarantee you. But no, for me, joking aside, I do think he should be given more time there, 100%. But his natural position at the moment for the last season is on the left, man. Do
you think?
He's not a dual winning. This is spot on. He's not a dual winning midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder. That's why it works on the left. He isn't a dual winning midfielder. I think it's spot on, Nitin, to be fair with that.
Do you think Pep rotates Nori and O'Reilly?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what, right?
Dependent on the game, right?
What did we think of Nori last night?
I think Nori last night was incredible.
Unbelievable.
His pace with a ball at his feet is, as a left back, mad.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I've barely spoken because I didn't watch the game last night. I was working, so I'm trying to I've watched the highlights. I'm trying to gauge
Go and watch the first 30 minutes, right? And that's mint, right? And then after that, basically, once Doku goes off the pitch, and sorry, we're going to talk on Foden. Foden comes on. Basically, all you need to know then is we were wasteful. But apart from that, we qualified, and the first 30 minutes was fucking mint. Like that.
That's why I love Doku, man. Doku's so good. Did you get two assists last night?
Doku in 30 minutes could have potentially got man of the match. I mean, Cherki for me was man of the match.
He won us the game. He basically won us the game in that 32 minutes he played. Yeah.
And two, I mean, the pass for Haaland's goal, if that was De Bruyne, we're waxing lyrical about it. It was.
That pass was unreal, wasn't it? So perfectly.
I'll be honest now. People last night were saying I didn't know Doku had that in him. Now, last season, I would agree with you. I've seen Doku play passes like that 3 or 4 times this season. Yeah, the Doku is starting to find, and I keep saying it, Doku in the middle of the pitch, but then the other one, the assist for Cherki, that came from down the left. Doku was absolutely quality, and I just think that he walked off the pitch, right, Pulpy? Are you worried? Or
you know what, right? When he went down,
calf.
When he went down, Guardiola went straight over and got Foden up. It was literally instant.
Yeah,
he went down, he got him on, and Guardiola, literally, I was right next to him, turned around and went and got Foden straight up.
Yeah,
so
was his calf?
It must have been a recurrence of an early injury.
Recurrence of an early injury, you think? Yeah, that's right.
And straight away to bring him off.
And we do know that Doku has, I was a bit surprised to even see him in the interview in the press conference the day before, because I thought he was injured. I thought he was injured at the moment. So
he's out for Spurs now, isn't he?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, I think he will be. He will be. That's the beauty of the fact that now Semenyo will probably play on the left, Cherki on the right, I would imagine, against Tottenham. But
you got Marmush.
What was Marmush's role last night? Where was Marmush playing?
Yeah, maybe. Marmush was playing
on the middle. He played up front again. He played like he did with Semenyo at the weekend. Like,
really?
Like 4-4-2 again. It really was.
Oh. Yeah. And do you know what? There was one point. So let's do this in order. Let's talk about Ait Nori first. Ait Nori, because that could, with the Doku injury, this could make the importance of Ait Nori that little bit more, because Ait Nori was getting down that wing and putting balls in. So Ait Nori probably, and look, O'Reilly's does a great job at doing something similar, but Ait Nori's just that, that's his trick, right? Ait Nori in the final
Ait Nori, mate, is match fit. Simple as that. He's match fit, and he can play. I think at the start of the season, he probably wasn't 100% match fit. He got injured, and he's got no chance. He's onto a loser straight away.
Yeah,
he's been at the African Cup of Nations. He's played most of those games. He's come back to City, and he's got game time because he's fit. And honestly, right,
that shift, bro.
It was so good. Honestly, his first touch and stuff. There was a bit in the middle. It might have been the first half where Cherki got the ball, did a little shit pinger about 3 inches off the floor, and it right into Ait Nori's stride. Just took it back with about 4 seconds on the edge of the box. You
can see Cherki and Ait Nori they've got a relationship. They're on the same wavelength. It's 2 Algerian ballers playing football in the street, right? That they actually and moving the ball forward. This is something very important, especially when we don't have Rodri. The Ait Nori, his technical ability, is really important with moving the ball forward as well. Him and Nunes on both sides, they get how to move the ball forward and advance the ball. The first 30 minutes, though, just going back to Doku, that's something I thought Doku was brilliant at. Not only did he get those 2 assists, but there was points in that first half where Doku was dropping deep, picking up the ball and driving the ball forward, right? And taking the pressure.
Turns he did on the ball under pressure was just,
mate, absolutely phenomenal. I think it's now to a point where the Doku, any type of Doku hate for me just needs to stop. I
can't believe people calling for him to be sold in the summer. You know that?
Bro, you know what? I hear it. I've been 50-50, but for me, Doku this season is up there for one of our best players.
But even before that, could you not see
I can see it, but I can also see. I can see the frustration, so I could definitely also. I mean, right, as an example, if I was to put Doku and not including this season, but if I was to put Doku and Sterling in front of me, right, I appreciate both of them, and I had frustrations with both of them, right? But With Sterling, you forget the frustrations because the simple numbers that man was putting on the board for this football club, was absolute different gravy. You know, there was a season where he was competing with Messi on goals and assists, right? So with Sterling, there was that. Whereas with Doku, there was the frustration, but with less output, right? Now this season, it's everything about his game. I think for me, Doku, absolutely quality.
I think that's what it's down to, mate. It's his output. If he'd have got another 10 GNA last year, nobody'd be crying. It's just because you had a season where it was particularly dry on the wings.
Yeah, and people, we are going to move on to our concerns. We're just going to glaze the first part of the show. We want to glaze. I then want to move on to for me, the man of the match was Cherki. He was everywhere, man.
Can I do my breakdown of the game?
Yeah, is it going to start off? Because I was about to glaze Cherki and you stopped me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is there a reason for that? Because you were about to apologise and say, do you know what? Everything I said about how little this guy would work, this guy's a workhorse.
Right. I'll start off. I was worried before the game started, okay, with the lineup. I was worried about the problems at the back and having to play O'Reilly.
Oh shit! You said we were going to lose.
Yes, and I was worried. I was worried. Right. So I hold my hands up. Okay, all the defense played really well, and I want to call out Nathan Aki.
Yeah,
did an absolute brilliant job. Even though he's having injections in his knees, right? Did a brilliant job at the back in organising that defense. It was brilliant. Okay, all the defense played really well. There's not one of the four were poor. They were all brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. Kuznov
the midfield. O'Reilly had a good game. Okay, Cherki was brilliant. Okay.
Right, so someone in the comments just said that Cherki was shit yesterday. For me, I've got to say, hold on, please, bro. What you want to talk about every single player? We were actually going through player by player, and you're talking. Right. We were actually going through it player by player. But on Cherki, so you've just said that you think Cherki was good. I personally think Cherki yesterday. And what he said is he missed an opportunity or something. I think Cherki fucking ran that whole game a bit. I'm not, and by the way, I'm not saying he's as good as David Silva, but it was a bit like David Silva-esque where he was all over the pitch, just fucking picking up the ball and moving the ball about. Am I wrong? Pulpy, Alan?
I thought Bernardo was brilliant yesterday.
Bernardo and Cherki work really well together because Bernardo will do all the dicking about in the RF.
He was everywhere.
To get the ball into the final third into Cherki, who just
was everywhere.
Once he gets to Cherki, which is just beyond the halfway line, the tempo is all his. He dictates every bit of that. He's like what they call him when they lead an orchestra. He's like that, and that guy.
He was busy, but doesn't mean good. So you know when people put words in people's mouths, I didn't say that he was busy once. I think he was exactly as Pulpy said. He was dictating the tempo of the game for me.
Yeah.
I think he was absolutely quality yesterday. I mean, listen, I might be wrong, but sorry, I'm definitely wrong with this overlay all of a sudden. But yeah, Alan, carry on. Who do you want to move on to? Because I reckon this Alan segue is going somewhere.
It is. I thought yesterday midfield was superb. Bernardo and Cherki were sensational. O'Reilly was very, very good. Bernardo was absolutely everywhere, doing all the donkey work, etc. as well.
Yeah.
I thought that up front we were a lot better, especially with Marmush there. Haaland looked a bit more lively. And I did think Doku was brilliant, very, very good. But then when he went off injured, things started to change a little bit. Okay,
talk on it.
Foden came on, and I thought Foden was very average.
Average now, bro. Let's right. Let's play devil's advocate.
He was poor. We have to beat around the bush. He was poor.
Foden. The only thing I would say right, and this is me probably trying to be analytical, is Foden was not popping up in the final third as much as he usually does. Now, I think that's probably because Marmush was on the pitch. When Foden came on, I do feel... Remember, Foden came on when it was 2-0. I don't know if the instructions to Foden was to sit a bit deeper than usual and maybe help to control the game alongside Bernardo, because Cherki then moved a little bit further forward. But
I think
when he was in the final third, he was shit. Like, there's no other way of putting it.
I do think he's lost a bit of confidence, because I think he has again. I think he's lost a bit of confidence again.
Yeah,
I think he's too much of a confidence player though, because like I say, he's becoming purple patch, where he goes through long periods where he's just ineffective and just doesn't look up to standard. Like, how long do we do this? You know what I mean?
It was quite funny actually, because I watched a bit of Martin's program this morning on Mancunian Way, and I put a comment like, I was doing it to wind him up, and I'll be honest with you, I was right. I put,
it's not like you, Alan.
Foden was crap, right? And Martin,
that's going to send
Martin hit the roof. Martin hit the roof. Seriously, because he's a Foden protector.
Yeah.
And he and I was just laughing my head off.
I do feel like, look, fine. I feel like final third, he was bad yesterday. But that being said, final third, there was quite a few players that maybe in that second half were bad, not just Foden. I feel like he was under instructions. It was 2-0, and he seemed to come on, and he wasn't popping up in the final third. Now, that does make sense. Like I just said, you have Marmush playing alongside Haaland, which is often a Foden-type role, is to get alongside Haaland. You have Reinders come on, who, again, his best role is playing kind of almost alongside Haaland. So maybe it was. I just wanted defensively as well, because I don't want to forget him. Kuzanov.
Very good.
I mean, that header... so intelligent. That header was so intelligent. He checked over his shoulder, knew where the player was, and the little flick, he knew exactly what he was doing. But it wasn't just that for me. I do feel like right now with Kuzanov, every single game, we are watching a player grow, right? And we have to remember that he's a young lad. Now, for me, I know I think LB made a really good point that if Gahey and Kuzanov now start to form a partnership and it looks good over the next couple of weeks, then when Diaz and Vardy come in, they have to fight for their place. This is and the same with Haaland, by the way. Everyone in this team now, we have to fight for our place. But Kuzanov is really growing. I mean, even did anyone see where he stepped forward? Because there's been this talk that Kuzanov started good. Well, that was very Laporte-esque, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is, whereas Laporte usually steps in, drives, or company, they're both used to do it, and then fizz a ball, right? Kuzanov thought, fuck it, I'm quick as fuck.
Trying to take one up wing and off.
Bro, he thought he's about to become fucking Jeremy Doku as well. But, bro, it's what I'm seeing from a young lad. It's the confidence in him every game. And also, it's just the little things like, we've all said, we love how he goes to ground and the aggressiveness. And I do want to see that. And we are seeing that, but also we're seeing him use his body repeatedly and him know that I've got the pace. And by the way, did you see when Oshman was through on goal? Yeah. Bro, you've got Nunes and Kuzanov chasing you, mate. You have got no time to dwell on that ball. Them two.
Do you think realistically when Diaz gets fit, he just comes straight back into the side though? Or do you think because Kushnov's not put a foot wrong really? Because realistically, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's probably straight Diaz straight back in.
Yeah, he comes straight back in. And this is, I know that people, I know that there will be people that will say, no, Kuzanov is better than Diaz. And I'm sorry, lads, like I believe that Kuzanov's ceiling might be higher than Diaz's. Yeah. But again, like, especially as a defender, experiences a lot and people should never, ever, ever downplay. But I do think Diaz has to work for it. I don't think that it should be. I want to be in a place, right, where we have 4 centre-backs, all that are fucking top tier, right? Where they're all fighting for their place. And I do think Kuzanov has that in his bag. And Governor, I need to bring this comment up because this is spot on. The reason why I'm bringing this up is I did a post on Sunday, right, on Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram, right? And basically in it, I was saying, interesting. Manchester City's defence goes to Old Trafford, makeshift defence, 20-year-olds, and concede 2. Man United then go to Arsenal and hit Arsenal's best defence in the world 4-3. Now, let me be clear to anyone. If you don't get me, I was being fucking sarcastic, yeah? I don't think naturally that a team that concedes 2 now makes them a better defence than the team that concedes 3. I was just being sarcastic. However, my comments are just full of United fans going on about, and Arsenal fans, to be fair, they've teamed up, going, yeah, but the game against Man United should have been 5. 3 were offside, right? And I'm like, okay, so 3 were correctly offside. So why when you catch a player offside nowadays, is it seen as lucky? Yeah? Is that not being disciplined and leading the line perfectly, right? If you catch... Right. Is that not an art of defending?
Yeah, no, of course it is. It's a skill. It's a dangerous game to play as well. So when you get it right, it's a big thing.
Poppy, would you agree? Like, it's not catching players offside is a fucking art, right?
You've got to, mate, straight away. You can just know who's replying to your post, mate, and that straight away invalidates every opinion they've got because they're just idiots.
Yeah,
straight away. They're just idiots that don't understand football. They're not real football fans. They just like looking at scores and stats and seeing who their best players. It's not somebody who understands the beautiful game of football is what it takes to be a good defender, to hold the line and getting offside, having 4 players in unity and getting and stopping goals by being real. It's not City that have done it. I remember watching football in the early 90s where it was Tony Adams and Steve Ball. They were just as good at it then. You know what I mean? And then you had like...
Oh, it's quite... Bro,
it's an art form. It's an art form. Mutants want to say, no, it should have been this, should have been that, based off...
And do you know what? Why I think it's even more of an art form is you talk about the Arsenal team back then, no VAR, right? The Arsenal team back then, no lines drawn on. The Arsenal team back then, definitely had it a lot easier. Second, and by the way, this doesn't mean that I'm saying our current back 4 is better than fucking that Arsenal team. We're just having a conversation. But I also think some praise needs to be given to the fact that this is Kuzanov, this is Max Aline, this is Ake. This is a group of players that actually have hardly played with each other and they're managing to hold a line together. Fucking fair play to them. Right, Polpy, Alan, who was your standout player yesterday then?
I thought it was either Cherki or Bernardo. I'll be honest.
Bernardo, yeah.
I thought they're both different in their own ways, but I thought they both equally did very, very well.
Yeah. What about Polpy? Because you noticed it, the Harland Marmush thing, right? Do you what? Because obviously I do get what people are saying. They're talking about Marmush's first touch, but I don't think, right, but if you look at the goal scored yesterday, it probably didn't work. But there were moments yesterday where I thought, if they get this right, it could be absolute fucking killer.
Well, they will get it right. I mean, Marmush is more suited to players that like second striker. It just is. We all see that. Coming on, plays predominantly in the. If you split the box into 3, so you got 1, 2, and 3 on that join on the edge of the 18-yard box. That's where you would expect Marmush to excel. Yeah. That to me is the way forward in terms of getting the best out of Haaland. Haaland needs space to run into. You saw last night the amount of what you might not have noticed it, but Pep was going mad on the sidelines. The amount of time O'Reilly got on sometimes in the middle of the pitch. Even Bernardo was pinging the amount of diags that should have been going on top of Haaland. Pep went mad. So they must have set up to say, we have somebody, we can basically eliminate 2 marking Haaland by having Marmush with him. So you go 1 for 1. Having the 1 for 1 for Harland means he's just going spinning behind all the time, and Marmush is the second player there, or it goes like a flick on like the Niall Quinn, Kevin Phillips sort of stuff. I think that's a dynamic we need to explore more.
Rustler, Peter Walsh.
Yeah, Niall Quinn. You know what I mean? That sort of thing.
Paul Walsh, not Peter Walsh. Paul Walsh.
That's a dynamic that is underused in the league. And if you can make Haaland be 1-on-1,
by the way.
Yeah, well, Haaland scored his goal from being 1-on-1. Now in other games, where teams sit back, there's usually two there. One can mop up, one can hold him off. Whereas if you have another striker around him in Marmush, they've got to make a decision.
Yeah.
Do you either go for 1-4 there, or do you
there's one point
3-on-2 and then have a space so they can dominate your whole game?
There was one point where Haaland got the ball. I think he got the ball right. He was driving, and I think he got tackled, he dropped to the floor, but he got back up, right? And Marmush was on the left, but defenders were close to him. Harland then started making a diagonal run to the right with the ball, right? And all the defenders followed him, and then he flicked the ball through to Marmush. And I thought, you know what? Very intelligent from Haaland that, because he knew if I make this run, all these fucking defenders are going to shift to the left, and Marmush is there.
He's the clear danger in any game.
Yeah,
and absolutely. They know that.
Yeah, and actually, I think Marmush probably took a few times yesterday when Marmush was through. He seems to take one touch too many. Where the problem is, I've seen Marmush hit a ball first time, right? And Marmush can fucking hit a ball first time, but a few times yesterday, I just felt he was taking one touch too many a little bit.
That one chance he had where I think
showed some pace.
Footballer there, either it's that first time or lets it go onto his left foot and buries it. He just sort of
but they were guilty. The second half, they were guilty of trying to walk
all of them, right?
They were all of them trying to pass the ball in. I'm going, what are you doing? Just shoot, for God's sake.
Oh, that I know him was about 7 yards out, and he was in the 6-yard box. He was literally on one there. I was like, just bury it, mate.
And also, I'll be honest, not just that as well. I also felt like a few times, and it was. Don't get me wrong. This is the thing. We're being critical here. The one thing I would say yesterday that I liked was because of the fact we were 2-0, we were able to sit back, soak up the pressure, and because of the way, and the commentator picked up. Actually, do you know what? Who's the commentator that was on last night? Ex-Liverpool. He's not from Crew Alexander and Liverpool.
Danny Murphy.
Danny Murphy. Now, listen, I'm not always the biggest fan of Danny Murphy, right? However, I do feel like at times he can be fair. Now, yesterday, he kept picking up on Kuzanov, and he kept picking up on saying, look, this is a young lad, and I'm watching him grow, right? Every game, this kid is showing me new things. So, one, he picked up on that. Two, he was picking up on the fact of how Galatasaray changed the way they pressed us in the second half, right? And he
I was
said,
going to bring that up, mate. I was actually going to address that and say we were 2-0 up at half time, right? Yeah. Now, if we're 2-0 down at half time, what do you expect City to do to come out in the second half? You expect to change the way you play and do something different. Hopefully, you get a foot in the game and get some sort of response. That's exactly what Galatasaray did. A lot of the fans can't seem to handle the fact that a team can change what they do and potentially get results from it. Now, a lot of times we will go out in the second half and probably press on the 2-0 and go 3-4. But teams are allowed the opportunity to make change and alter things that day. And it worked a little bit. Now, at the end of the day, they didn't score. But Galatasaray can be afforded the opportunity to do better in the second half and not have it be anything that we've done wrong because... It's not our fault that Galatasaray turned down.
100%.
And that's what people can't differentiate down the middle.
No, they changed.
Galatasaray played well, so City played bad. No, City played all right the second half. Galatasaray just
I think that's what I think, right? If we go 1 or 2-0 up, what happened is that Galatasaray, Danny Murphy made a clear point of it. He said they've switched to their pressing, man-to-man pressing now. Right, he said, which is very dangerous, and you must get it right because if you don't get it right, there's going to be space, and City will exploit it. And that's what we started doing. We started every time that we managed to beat their press. There was space in the middle of the pitch, and we were driving. And the amount of times, like you said, we were driving at their defence, right, which is positive, which is a positive sign for me, but. The decision-making with the final ball was always wrong. There would be times where you'd see Haaland in yards of space and they'd force the pass to Marmush. And then it's like, you can see Haaland screaming for the ball. And I do think yesterday, I can't lie, there seemed to be a favouritism to getting the ball out to the left and over the right. And I don't know what that was, but it seemed to be going over to the left more than it was going to Haaland. But look, I do think, you know what, we've qualified. We've managed to avoid those two two extra games. Bodo Glimt, by the way, shout out to Bodo Glimt, who beat Atletico Madrid at Atletico Madrid. The reports are that City can face Benfica, Bodo Glimt, or
Real Madrid.
or Madrid. Listen, fuck off Madrid. I'm done it too many times.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen the run to the final if we get Madrid? It'll either be
I hate how it's already laid out. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It'd be like Madrid, Arsenal, Bayern, PSG, or like
Chelsea. Inter was another one we could get.
The runs to the final that we can have is like so different.
So let me, and I know we're a different team now, right? However, the season we won, I know Leipzig was easy, that's fine. But after Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Inter Milan. And we've got to remember, Inter Milan at that point were being, they're a difficult fucking team to beat at that point when we played them in the final. So I think to win the Champions League nowadays, you're going to face a tough run. So I don't know, maybe that's what we need as well. But overall,
I think Europe's weaker though than it has
at the moment. It feels it.
You know what I mean? Right? Even when you look at the table, like it's majoritively English teams. You know what I mean? In the top eight.
I can't lie. That would be mad if we get Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, then Arsenal in the quarters, fucking while we're in a title race with them. They really want to be Liverpool, innit? They really want to be Liverpool. No, but overall, it's a happy night. Al, have you got a soft spot for Nunes yet?
Mate, he played well again. He's still not a fullback in my eyes, but he did well.
Is he a fullback? Is he a fullback in Pep's system though?
Don't know, but the sooner we get a right fullback, the better for me.
What? Nunes is like that. To Alan, Nunes is like that kid, that bloke who started seeing your daughter. And after fucking 6 months, you sort of like started towards him a little bit.
Well, I don't know because he's still telling her.
He'll still kill him if he got an opportunity. He's doing all right.
The boyfriend's taking him for a round of golf. He goes to the pub with him, but he still comes home and tells his daughter, "You need to get a new boyfriend."
I was in there in the pub this morning. There's about 4 or 5 of us who are anti-Nunes. Steve Barnes, who runs the branch. He's totally anti Nunes, and he kept slagging him off. But he's pro Doku, so I just tease him. Anyone who's pro someone I think's average. So I was having a go.
You think Doku's average still? Hey, you're going to be. Hey, listen, your daughter's going to be choosing between Doku or Nunes by the end of the season.
Listen, I love, as you know, I love winding people up. I was winding you up with about Sterling. This morning.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. I wound him up. He went Sterling. He went, "It's fucking crap, headless chicken," and he went mad at me. He went absolutely mad at me this morning, and I was laughing my head off. I was killing myself laughing.
Do you know what, Nunes? For me, I can't lie. I've said this. Me and LB were having a chat the other day. I think at this point, with this Manchester City team, I would go and get I'd either look in our academy or I'd go and get a kind of under 23 really good potential right back. For me, with Nunes and Kuzanov covering there, I think we're actually okay on the right. I think Nunes at the moment, with the way we play, because you've got to remember, at the moment, Semenyo or Cherki are probably going to be playing on the right-hand side. If you're playing with either of them, you need Nunes to be getting down that right-hand side and putting in the width. So I think Nunes is...
Nunes is guaranteed a place because we haven't got any fucker else to play in that right full-back position.
Yeah. Well, we can have Kuzanov. The one that I keep going on about is Rico. I don't want to see Rico there. Sorry, super chat here. That Kuzanov and Mark could end up being better than the Arsenal centre-back pairing. What do you think?
That's a crazy shout. It's a very hot take.
It's a hot take. Polpy, you having that?
The potential's there, right? Because where did Arsenal's defenders come from when they got him? Nowhere.
To be fair, Arsenal's defenders years ago before they came good, they were like, people was like just slagging them off and saying they were crap and that. So
the reason why you can say, and this is where you could look at any, right. So if you look at Gabriel before he formed his partnership with Saliba, you would definitely be saying that Mark Gay, he was a better defender than Gabriel. And no one can rewrite history. Gabriel was fucking having bozo moments all over the gaff, right? Saliba was an unknown quantity playing in the French league. Now,
like Kuzanov was.
Like Kuzanov was. However, it is also definitely a fucking hot take because, you know, Gabriel and Saliba have now gone on to be an absolutely, for me, probably the best partnership in Europe as defenders. So it's probably getting ahead of yourselves, but I can see the thinking behind it. You know what, Majid? This one is for you, bro.
Yeah? Yeah. You are a scientist, huh?
Let's say so.
You are the one.
Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate this.
It is like looking at something somebody else has and then looking what you've got and trying to justify what you've got.
Yeah. Which we all do as football fans.
But it's unrealistic, I think.
Right, people. I need to jump off because I've got a phone call in 5 minutes that's quite important. I appreciate you both joining me, Alan. Appreciate you joining me in sunny Australia.
Oh, yeah, nice one. Both joining me. I appreciate you both joining me.
Hold on. Hold on. Right, you know what? I was about to. You were going to get a special shout. You.
No,
right?
go on. No, go on.
Right.
Please.
So, because with Pulpy and Alan, it's thank you for joining me, and I know they haven't got anything to plug because that's not what they do. However, I was going to say, Louis, what do you have coming up today on your channel? And thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you, Debs. What have I got on my? I've got quite a busy day. So I don't know if I'm going to be uploading it. I'll aim to do something. I don't know. I didn't watch the game last night, so it's.
Are you going back to bed?
No, I've got. I told Cass I'll jump on Never a Foul, so
I'll
probably sit there and say nothing for half an hour.
Right. I really do need to end this, so I'm going to be late for an interview, and that is the last fucking thing that you need to do. Appreciate you all being here. From the people watching, of course. Please, the likes are apparently mad low. So people, before you leave the stream, please, can you like the video and drop an actual comment on the video? That'll really help it out. And we're going to be back 6 p.m. tonight with Big Steve. Until then, love.